Someone is crazy about you. They think about you constantly. They want you. They desire you. But this relationship is forbidden, and that changes everything. If you're watching this right now, you already know who I'm talking about. That person whose name makes your heart skip. The one who looks at you in a way that feels electric. The one who would choose you in a second if the world allowed it. But it doesn't. And deep down, you know why. This is deep mindset. And today, I'm going to tell you two psychological and spiritual truths that will either break you or set you free. So stay until the end, because what I'm about to say will change how you see this situation forever. Let's start with the first truth. When someone is crazy about you but the relationship is forbidden, it's not a coincidence. It's a test. Psychology calls this cognitive dissonance. When our desires conflict with our values, we experience internal chaos. But Islam calls it something deeper: fitna, a trial designed to reveal what's truly inside your heart. Are you someone who follows desire, or are you someone who follows Allah? Because here's what most people won't tell you. That intense attraction you feel, that magnetic pull, that's not always love. Sometimes it's shaitan showing you everything you think you want while hiding everything it will cost you. That person may be crazy about you, but if the path to them requires disobedience to Allah, then their presence in your life is not a blessing. It's a distraction disguised as destiny. Think about it. Why does this person feel so perfect when the situation is so wrong? Because forbidden things always appear more beautiful than they are. It's human nature. The moment something is labeled haram, it becomes more tempting. Your brain starts convincing you. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe Allah will forgive me. Maybe this is my soulmate and the rules don't apply. But listen carefully. If Allah wanted you with that person, He would have made the path halal. If it was meant to be, there wouldn't be barriers. Allah doesn't block what's good for you. He blocks what will destroy you, even when it feels like everything you ever wanted. So the first truth is this. This forbidden connection is not your blessing. It's your test. And how you respond will determine not just your dunya but your akhirah. Will you chase what feels good, or will you trust what Allah has decreed? Because the pain you feel right now from staying away is temporary. But the regret of disobeying Allah for someone who was never meant to be yours, that pain is permanent. Now let's talk about the second truth. And this one is even harder to accept. When someone is crazy about you but it's forbidden, it means Allah is protecting you from something you can't see yet. You think you're being denied, but you're actually being saved. Imagine this. That person is crazy about you today. But what happens when the novelty fades? What happens when the excitement becomes routine? What happens when reality replaces fantasy? If a relationship begins in sin, it is built on a weak foundation. And weak foundations collapse. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually. You see, when you get something through haram means Allah removes the barakah from it. Even if you get that person, you won't get peace. You won't get tranquility. You won't get the kind of love that lasts, because blessings only come through halal. Everything else is just temporary pleasure followed by permanent consequences. And here's the part that will shock you. That person who is so crazy about you right now, if they truly cared about you, they would care about your akhirah. They would care about keeping you away from sin. They would care about doing things the right way. But if they're willing to engage in something forbidden just to have you, then their love is selfish. It's not about you, it's about them. It's about their desire, their need, their ego. Real love protects. Real love sacrifices. Real love says, I want you, but I want Jannah with you more. And if that means waiting, if that means walking away, if that means letting go, then so be it. But if they're not thinking about that, then what they feel isn't love. It's attachment. It's infatuation. It's lust wrapped in emotions. Let me give you a real-life example. Imagine a young man and woman, they meet, they connect. The chemistry is undeniable, but one of them is already engaged. Or they're from families that will never accept the relationship. Or there's an age gap that makes it inappropriate. Or maybe they're coworkers and a relationship would violate professional boundaries. The feelings are real. The attraction is intense. But the situation is forbidden. And instead of stepping back, they convince themselves, we're just talking. We're just friends. It's not that serious. But every conversation pulls them deeper. Every message strengthens the bond. And before they know it, they're emotionally entangled in something that was never supposed to begin. And when it inevitably falls apart, and it always does, they're left shattered. Not just because they lost someone they cared about, but because they wasted time, energy, and pieces of their heart on something that Allah never blessed. So what should you do if you're in this situation right now? If someone is crazy about you but the relationship is forbidden, here's what you need to understand. You have two choices. You can follow your heart and ignore the boundaries Allah has set, or you can trust Allah and walk away, even when it feels impossible. The first option feels easier in the moment, but it leads to regret, guilt, and consequences you can't predict. The second option feels unbearable right now, but it leads to peace, self-respect, and a future that Allah has already planned for you. A future that's better than anything you're holding on to. Let me tell you what happens when you choose to obey Allah in this situation. At first, it hurts. Walking away from someone you care about feels like losing a part of yourself. You'll cry. You'll question your decision. You'll wonder if you made a mistake. But slowly, something shifts. You start to feel lighter. You start to feel proud of yourself. You start to feel closer to Allah. And then, one day, you'll look back and realize that person wasn't your loss. They were your lesson. They taught you that desire isn't enough. Chemistry isn't enough. Even love isn't enough if it's not blessed by Allah. And that realization is priceless. And here's the most beautiful part. When you walk away from something haram for the sake of Allah, Allah replaces it with something better. Maybe not immediately. Maybe not in the way you expect. But He will replace it. Because Allah never lets obedience go unrewarded. Maybe He'll send you someone who loves you the halal way. Someone whose love doesn't require you to compromise your deen. Someone who makes you better, not weaker. Or maybe He'll give you peace, contentment, a sense of purpose that no human being could ever provide. Either way, you win. Because when you choose Allah over your desires, you're choosing a life of barakah over a life of regret. But if you choose the other path, if you chase this forbidden connection, here's what will happen. You might get that person. You might get the relationship, but you won't get the happiness you imagined, because guilt doesn't let you enjoy sin. You'll always feel like something is missing. You'll always feel like you're living in the shadows. And when the relationship ends, and most haram relationships do, you'll be left with nothing. No peace, no dignity, and a heart that's harder to heal because it was broken in disobedience. So let me ask you a question. Is this person worth your Jannah? Are they worth the displeasure of Allah? Are they worth the guilt, the anxiety, the fear of consequences? Because if the answer is no, and deep down you know it is, then you already know what you need to do. You need to walk away. Not because you don't care, but because you care about something greater. You care about your soul. You care about your relationship with Allah. You care about protecting your future from a mistake that feels good today but destroys you tomorrow. And if walking away feels impossible, make dua. Ask Allah to remove the attachment from your heart. Ask Him to give you strength. Ask Him to replace this person with something better, because Allah hears every sincere dua, and He never ignores a heart that turns to Him in pain. You don't have to be strong enough on your own. You just have to be sincere enough to ask for help. Here's the final truth I want to leave you with. Forbidden love is not romantic. It's not poetic, it's not destiny, it's a test. And the only way to pass is to let go, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how crazy they are about you, no matter how much you think you need them. Let them go, trust Allah, and watch how He replaces your pain with peace, your confusion with clarity, and your loss with something so much better that you'll wonder why you ever held on in the first place. If this message hit your heart, don't just scroll past it. Comment one word that describes what you're feeling, struggling, letting go, trusting, whatever it is. Your comment might be exactly what someone else needed to